Introduction to Extracting Talent from Northeast Tigers. Reborn as a captive Northeast tiger in an American zoo. Unexpectedly, at the beginning, he was knocked out by Xiao Hei, destroyed by humanity, and sent to the primitive forest for experimentation. Fortunately, Lin Tianwei timely awakened the talent extraction system. As long as you kill the target, there is a chance to draw their talents. Power enhancement. A special tongue. Persistent. Tears. Speed atomic emission. Under the accumulation of various powerful talents, Lin Tianwei gradually became stronger and eventually grew into the most eternal nightmare of America. 1. Collision porcelain. You are listening at novel full.audio. Ads by Google equals window. Ads by Google. Push, where is this? Lin Tianwei looked at the iron fence in front of him in confusion. This seems to be a prison. How could a young man of the 21st century be locked up? Is there any misunderstanding among them? Is it difficult to expose one's own browser records? Just as Lin Tianwei was puzzled, he heard a powerful roar coming from around. It was deafening, even the leaves made a rustling sound. This roar clearly belonged to a fierce beast, which stunned Lin Tianwei. Could it be that I am not living in a single room, but rather locked up with an unknown beast? Thinking of his thin and weak physique, Lin Tianwei felt that it was nothing more than a sheep's mouth. Before he could react, he saw a giant cat darting out with agility. White and black alternate. Her whole body was covered with beautiful stripes. The most obvious one is the Wang character on the forehead, which highlights the identity of the opponent as the king of the forest. Is this actually a tiger? Judging by its size, it is still the king among tigers. The Northeast tiger. Just standing alone is enough to intimidate all directions and create a strong sense of oppression. At this moment, Lin Tianwei realized that his perspective was somewhat strange. Black and white, with no visible color. It doesn't seem like a human perspective at all. Not only that, the body is more like an instinct, starting to act autonomously. Roar. Lin Tianwei seemed to be offended, his mouth slightly opened, and he let out a louder tiger roar. The body stood up and launched an attack on the intruder. The huge tiger claws, carrying 1,000 pounds of force, fiercely attacked the intruder. The invaders showed no signs of weakness and launched a palm attack on Lin Tianwei. The two Northeast tigers fought like that and formed a regiment. In the end, Lin Tianwei had the upper hand and repelled the invaders. Reluctantly looking at Lin Tianwei, the seemingly terrifying Northeast tiger finally ran away in a disheveled manner. It is impossible for two powerful predators to sacrifice their lives in battle, unless it is a time of life or death. Lin Tianwei did not pursue, the top priority is to understand his current situation. With the memory flowing back, Lin Tianwei finally gained some understanding of his current situation. He has been reborn. He was no longer a human, but a Northeast tiger, despite his lifelong efforts. There is no memory of tigers, only the fighting instinct of the Northeast tiger remains. The iron fence in front of me is also easy to explain, it is the protective fence of the zoo. In other words, Lin Tianwei is not a wild Northeast tiger, but a captive Northeast tiger in a zoo. Without the trouble of searching for food, but also losing freedom. We can only barely live a peaceful life with first-class national protection waste. Don't worry about food and drink, sell cute things and you can take care of yourself. It's just that I thought about how many years my liver had taken me to finally master bird language. And through this, he became a well-paid translator. Lin Tianwei was speechless for a moment. After struggling for countless years, just as I was about to enjoy life, you gave me a new life. Life is really falling and falling. What's the use of bird language, which I've been proficient in for a lifetime, for a Northeast tiger like me? Forget it. Once you come, be content with it. What Lin Tianwei should do the most is to adapt to his new body as soon as possible. Perhaps due to his recent rebirth, Lin Tianwei still retains a powerful instinct in his body, making it impossible for him to command like an arm. Of course, this is not entirely a bad thing. If it weren't for instinct, he wouldn't have been able to repel the invading northeast tiger just now. The same body can exert some strength, but it also depends on how the owner uses it. After understanding his own situation, Lin Tianwei began to examine his living environment. Looking around, there are towering trees with lush branches and leaves. The environment here is quite good. After a little physical activity, Lin Tianwei felt full of strength. This powerful feeling is simply amazing. As Lin Tianwei jumped up and down, his familiarity with his body continued to increase. One day, he will tame his instincts and completely control his body. However, while Lin Tianwei was moving his body, he did not notice that a foreigner named Luke was staring at him. Luke is a little black, mainly working as an anchor who can do anything for traffic. Today when I came to the zoo, I naturally wanted to find some warmth to enjoy. Without any surprise, he set his sights on Lin Tianwei, the newly powerful northeast tiger. Only by provoking this terrifying beast can he gain more traffic. People die for wealth, birds die for food. Under the instigation of the live broadcast audience and heavy rewards, Luke ultimately decided to give it a try. Whether we can develop or not depends on this situation. After losing money and pain and bribing the zoo security guard, Luke came to the protective fence of the tiger park. After a simple warm-up, we started climbing. Perhaps it's cutting corners, or maybe it's not expecting someone to be so stubborn. Although the protective fence in the tiger garden is high, it is not capped. Luke climbed along the protective fence and soon climbed inside the tiger park. Provoking Lin Tianwei, he made a few designs and crazily filmed some materials, and Luke planned to climb back. He doesn't really want to die. To achieve this level is already his limit. Just as he was about to climb back, his phone was rubbing against his clothes and accidentally fell out of his pocket. Out of instinct, he reached out his hand to grab it. But to my surprise, my grasp not only failed to catch my phone, but also caused me to lose balance. Along with the phone, they fell towards the tiger garden one after another. Lin Tianwei, who was active, suddenly felt something hit him directly on the head. Although not strong enough, it is enough to trigger his attacking instinct. And the blazing anger. The northeast tiger is an animal with a strong sense of territory. Before Lin Tianwei could react, he realized that he was once again shrouded in a dark shadow. Looking up, I found that there was also a huge object rapidly crashing towards me. Completely pitch black, it is definitely an indistinguishable presence at night. Is this actually a little black? Just a little black, how dare you invade your own territory so boldly? Anger rose up and instantly filled Lin Tianwei's tiger head, causing him to lose his sanity. Following his instincts, Lin Tianwei launched a fatal blow at Luke. Excellent hunting instincts allowed the tiger claws to directly hit Luke's head. Bang! Fireworks are blooming. The powerful power contained in the claws of the northeast tiger. Is it something that a physical mortal like Luke can withstand? Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing the first kill and activating the talent extraction system. Ding! Congratulations to the host for extracting the target gene and obtaining the talent of being idle. Idle. A talent that does not enter the mainstream, and the owner's desire to strive is greatly reduced. Ding! Please confirm with the host whether to use this talent. Using. I use you big-headed ghost. Tiger life is so difficult, can you still extract such a useless talent from me? Ding! The host chooses to refuse to use this talent. Ding! This talent has been stored in the talent space, and you can choose to break it down into talent fragments. Note: talent fragments can be used to obtain random talents. After 3 beeps, the talent extraction system finally quieted down. Without thinking about what the talent extraction system was, Lin Tianwei began to reflect on his current situation. Damn it. Surprisingly, someone bumped into themselves before they could fully control their body. Even nationally protected animals, once injured, cannot escape the fate of being shot and destroyed by humanity. Escape. Lin Tianwei controlled his body and began to run, trying to escape human sanctions. Unfortunately, no matter how he escaped, he couldn't escape the carefully woven cage of humanity. The security guards who were bribed by Luke immediately realized something was wrong and took out the anesthesia guns they carried with them. Bang 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 bang. With 3 gunshots, 3 anesthesia bullets flew towards Lin Tianwei. Instantly disappeared into Lin Tianwei's tiger body. The carefully prepared anesthetic was instantly injected into Lin Tianwei's body under pressure. An irresistible drowsiness began to erode Lin Tianwei's head. Under his unsteady steps, he only took 5 steps before completely falling into a coma. Zhaoheyuan.com. The tiger's life is at rest. This is Lin Tianwei's last thought before he fell into a coma. Damn it, Luke, this damn fool, he wants to kill himself and even implicate us. Do you really think the Northeast tiger is a big cat? Who can withstand that claw coming down? Unfortunately, this Northeast tiger cannot escape the fate of death. If he dares to attack humans, he will have a powerful force, and in the end, he will only have one way to die. First, transport him down and wait for the final handling plan to be issued by the higher authorities. However, this matter is not entirely considered a bad thing. The Northeast tiger is full of treasures. By disposing of his body, we can also get a share of the pie. Tiger skin, tiger bones, tiger blood, tiger heart, tiger whip. These things are all precious treasures that are difficult to buy. If we secretly intercept a little, it will be enough for us to earn some extra money. Is there a Northeast tiger attacking humans? It's a pity to kill it directly, it's a rare experimental material. Buying the whole one and then conducting experiments can also be considered as showcasing its ultimate value. TSK, compared to becoming experimental material, perhaps direct death is a better destination. He just doesn't have the right to choose. A few days later. In a huge primitive forest, a heavy armored vehicle drove in. Driving deep into the forest, it seemed like there was enough here. The leader ordered his men to drop a Northeast tiger and hurriedly left. 2 more hours passed. The body of this Northeast tiger began to shake and finally opened its eyes. 2. Talent Fragments. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ads by Google equals window. Ads by Google. Push. Looking at the unfamiliar forest in front of him, Lin Tianwei felt a bit puzzled as to why he came here. Fortunately, I survived and was not directly destroyed by humanity. Goo 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 goo. Before Lin Tianwei could investigate the situation nearby, hunger protests could be heard from his stomach. Along with it came intense spasms, causing Lin Tianwei immense pain. He instantly understood something. That is to say, I have been sleeping for much longer than I imagined. Because tigers are very hungry creatures. I have been unconscious for at least a week to be able to starve to this extent. What happened during this week, just thinking about it terrifies the tiger. But the most important thing right now is to fill my dry stomach. The king of the forest, the Northeast tiger, starved to death in the forest, which is definitely a shame for the tiger. Thanks to the adaptation during the period of drowsiness, Lin Tianwei also completely took control of his body. Although it cannot fully exert the power in this body, it can at least be directed like an arm. After sniffing the air with force, Lin Tianwei began to search for food. He even opened his mouth wide, wanting to use more olfactory cells. Following the scent in the air, Lin Tianwei quickly discovered his prey. In his sense of smell, Lin Tianwei discovered that this was a small creature. He exudes a strong scent of grass on his body. Without a doubt, this is definitely a herbivorous animal. It is the best choice for the hungry Lin Tianwei at this time. Lowering his body, Lin Tianwei slowly approached the target. The hunger in his stomach prevented him from fully unleashing his abilities, and he could only be careful and careful. By relying on caution and caution, one can achieve a higher success rate in hunting for oneself. Otherwise, if multiple attempts at predation fail, it will consume all the remaining energy in this body. All that awaits oneself is death. Soon he saw his goal. This is a wild rabbit. Under the guise of gray-yellow fur, it almost blends into the land. At this moment, I am carefree nibbling on the green grass beside me. If it weren't for his keen sense of smell and the occasional sound of nibbling, Lin Tianwei wouldn't even be able to detect its excellent hiding ability. Step by step, Lin Tianwei kept getting closer to the rabbit. The movements also became lighter and lighter. The closer you get to the target, the more careful you need to be. Any slight disturbance will scare away one's prey. Unfortunately, Lin Tianwei ultimately failed. Just as he was about to include this wild rabbit in his hunting range and launch an attack. The rabbit's erect ears trembled slightly, sensing the sound made by Lin Tianwei as he moved. The sturdy hind legs glared, unleashing a terrifying speed in an instant. Transformed into a gray-yellow lightning bolt, it began to run wildly. Not long after, he hid in a nearby rabbit hole and disappeared completely. Licked his own lips. Lin Tianwei, who had failed his hunting, could only continue to search for the next prey. Chasing this wild rabbit, which is extremely fast and covered by a rabbit hole, will only waste its energy in vain. The body moves again and continues to search for its prey in this forest. Unfortunately, the hunting ability of the northeast tiger, which grew up in the zoo, is already inadequate. In addition, Lin Tianwei is also a half-hearted person. Although prey was discovered several times, they were not able to hunt successfully. Looking at the rising sun on the horizon, Lin Tianwei felt a bit hopeless. Missing the best hunting time at night, waiting for the sun to shine on the earth, will make it even more difficult for oneself to hunt after dawn. The constant hunger emanating from his abdomen constantly reminds him that he must obtain enough food as soon as possible to replenish the energy needed by his body. The fat accumulated in the zoo has long been broken down and cannot provide more energy for one's actions. In the end, Lin Tianwei turned his gaze to the treetops. There are nests for birds there. Perhaps it can become one's own emergency food. The only thing that needs to be solved is the problem of climbing trees. As a feline, the northeast tiger can actually learn the skill of climbing trees. However, most northeast tigers feel it is unnecessary and therefore abandon this skill. This is Lin Tianwei's only life-saving straw. Looking at the towering tree in front of him, as well as the bird's nest on the treetops, Lin Tianwei decided to put it all together. Can you climb this big tree by yourself? Sharp claws pop out, which will be the best tool to increase your grip. Taking a deep breath, Lin Tianwei quickly ran. My body turned into a golden lightning bolt and accelerated towards the trunk of the tree. The tree climbing experience that Lin Tianwei has learned since childhood tells him that tree climbing must be done in one go. The more afraid one is of their hands and feet, the less likely it is to climb up. Between life and death, Lin Tianwei unleashed his full potential. With just one acceleration, he climbed up the towering tree in front of him. Successfully arrived at a branch. There is a bird's nest there. There are 3 chicks and 2 bird eggs inside. Will soon become one's own food. Holding onto the trunk tightly, Lin Tianwei's agile tiger tail has become his best tool now. With a gentle hook, it reached the edge of the bird's nest. Perhaps sensing the scent of predators, the 3 chicks began to wriggle restlessly. I want to escape from this once safe home. Just that they haven't even grown enough bird feathers, under Lin Tianwei's gaze, where could they possibly have the strength to fight back? I could only watch Lin Tianwei use his tiger tail to gradually hook the bird's nest in front of me. Let them move towards the unknown abyss bit by bit. Bang! A chick broke free from the constraints of its nest due to fear and fell towards the side. Escaping from the tiger's mouth, but also experiencing another kind of death. Falling from such a high tree, it has no chance of surviving. Looking at the prey within reach, Lin Tianwei felt like his saliva was about to flow out. Unable to resist, he bit towards the prey in front of him. To be honest, these chicks are not even enough to fill Lin Tianwei's teeth. But as he couldn't hunt any other prey, he could only use them for surgery. One mouth, too. Young birds that have not yet grown feathers are the most delicious. The meat is fresh and tender. You can even swallow it in one gulp without needing too much chewing. Transformed into energy, nourishing Lin Tianwei's dry stomach. Ding, congratulations to the host on killing the new target at zhaozuiyuan.com. Ding, talent extraction failed, the host has obtained some talent fragments. The familiar voice came again, and a hint of doubt appeared on Lin Tianwei's huge tiger head. What is this and why does it make a sound? Thinking of the reminder before being knocked down by the anesthesia gun, Lin Tianwei suddenly realized. This may be a force that can help oneself become stronger. If I remember correctly, it seems that there is still a useless talent stored in my backpack. Idle. A talent that does not enter the mainstream, and the owner's desire to work hard is greatly reduced. Note. After decomposition, you can obtain 5 talent fragments. Without hesitation, Lin Tianwei chose to decompose. This talent is of no use to oneself, and it can even be said that it is all a side effect. No wonder it is evaluated as a non-mainstream talent. Lin Tianwei's fragment balance also arrived at 6 o'clock as a result. However, apart from that, nothing happened, which made Lin Tianwei very frustrated. It seems that it's not yet time to use talent fragments. After enlightenment, Lin Tianwei once again enjoyed his food. There are still 2 bird eggs in the bird's nest. He didn't hesitate to swallow it in one gulp. I didn't even let go of the eggshell. His stomach really needs a bit of nutrition. Without any accidents, Lin Tianwei once again obtained some talent fragments. After filling the gaps between his teeth, Lin Tianwei took advantage of the height advantage of the big tree and began to examine the surrounding environment. Find food for oneself. This is also another reason why he climbed the tree. The higher he stands, the better his field of vision, and the easier it is to find prey suitable for his hunting. 3. Fishing. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ads by Google equals window. Ads by Google. Push. Looking around, Lin Tianwei noticed towering trees everywhere nearby. This seems to be a protected area or a primitive forest. There are hardly any traces of humans visible. Have you been released into nature? Lin Tianwei immediately rejected this foolish idea. In the eyes of humanity, the crimes committed by oneself are completely unforgivable. How could it be possible to simply release oneself to nature? Lin Tianwei, who couldn't figure out his situation, could only look into the distance again. This time he finally discovered his goal. That is a turbulent small river. Water is the source of life, and food is most easily found near the water source. After determining the goal, Lin Tianwei began to calculate how to descend the tree. As the saying goes, it is easier to climb a tree than to descend it. Looking at the huge height difference, even if Lin Tianwei didn't have acrophobia, he felt a little nervous for a moment. After hesitating for a moment, he still chose the safest way. Sacrifice your own claws as a buffer to descend the tree. Under the action of gravitational acceleration, slide down the tree. This method may be foolish, but it is simple and effective. 3 minutes later, Lin Tianwei descended the tree. Although there are some abrasions on the body, it is of no importance. At the first moment, he followed the smell of blood in the air and found the chick that was seeking its own death. This is a very good dim sum. Don't let it go. After a moment, Lin Tianwei discovered the chick that had been smashed into a meat patty. Without any hesitation, Lin Tianwei extended his tongue and licked it into his mouth, swallowing it directly. Now is not the time to be picky about food. Feeling his increasingly weak body, Lin Tianwei felt some regret. I regret being a little too impulsive. This trip may seem like a harvest of prey, but in reality, it was a loss of blood. The energy consumed by climbing and descending trees cannot be replenished by this amount of food. Fortunately, we have discovered the traces of the river, which is not a huge loss. Without hesitation, Lin Tianwei began running in the direction of the river. There, you can definitely harvest the food you want. As the moisture in the air grew heavier, Lin Tianwei finally arrived at his destination. In front of a turbulent river. After drinking some water, Lin Tianwei began to look around the environment. But I found that there was not even a small animal nearby. Although there were some regrets, Lin Tianwei did not give up. If there is no food on the shore, then search for it underwater. When I was observing from the tree just now, I saw countless fish jumping out of the water. Fishing is the best choice. Thinking of this, Lin Tianwei lay on the shore and began his hunting journey of waiting for rabbits. The water flow here is not particularly turbulent. Occasionally, a small silver fish swims along the river. Lin Tianwei seized the opportunity and aimed his tiger paw at a fish passing by in front of him, slapping it. The powerful power of tiger claws comes into contact with fish scales. In an instant, this fish was involuntarily taken flying. Unfortunately, at the most critical moment, the fish made a quick swing and changed the direction in which it was knocked away. Just hitting one side, unable to be slapped ashore by Lin Tianwei. A divine dragon swayed its tail and completely escaped Lin Tianwei's attack range. Seeing the fish run away, Lin Tianwei did not give up and continued to wait for the rabbit. As long as he has enough patience, he will eventually be able to obtain enough food. As expected, after 2 failures, Lin Tianwei completely mastered the technique of fishing. Human consciousness enables him to quickly accumulate experience. Combined with the powerful body of the northeast tiger, fishing has become a piece of cake. Without hesitation, Lin Tianwei slapped the struggling silver fish. Even if there are scales to remove the force, this fish only shakes a few times before it becomes completely motionless. Opening his mouth wide, Lin Tianwei began to enjoy his second meal today. Although it is a small fish, it actually weighs 3 or 4 pounds, which is enough to provide a lot of energy for Lin Tianwei. Little. However, compared to Lin Tianwei's massive physique. The sharp fangs quickly slashed at the fish's belly, completely breaking through its body. Exposed the internal organs that lured the tiger. These discarded organs by humans are a rare delicacy for wild beasts. Not only is it soft and delicious, but it also contains a large amount of trace elements. Lin Tianwei didn't hesitate and extended his tongue before starting to eat. With the assistance of a thorn on his tongue, Lin Tianwei quickly enjoyed the delicious fish meat. The hungry stomach finally felt a little better. It's a bit strange, this fish has a special smell on its body. Not stimulating, but leaving a deep impression on the tiger. Like some kind of marker. Ding, congratulations to the host for killing the new target. Ding, talent extraction failed, the host has obtained 3 talent fragments. Ding, congratulations on the host's talent fragments reaching 10. You can choose to synthesize a random non-mainstream talent. Random. Thinking of his past experiences, Lin Tianwei suddenly felt a sense of sadness. This is the Tears of Africans, the feast of the European emperor. I just hope that after becoming a tiger, I won't still have to be so scary. Synthesis. Without hesitation, Lin Tianwei directly chose synthesis. This is the best opportunity to test the effectiveness of the talent extraction system. Ding, congratulations to the host for synthesizing 10 talent fragments to obtain the talent. Smell enhancement, not at the current level. Olfactory enhancement, non-incoming level. Non-incoming talent that slightly enhances the host's sense of smell. Ding, please confirm with the host whether to use this talent. Use. Since it is a positive talent, Lin Tianwei naturally cannot let it go. Every improvement is crucial for him at this stage. Ding, the host has successfully used a new talent. Ding, congratulations to the host for obtaining a new talent. Enhanced sense of smell, non-mainstream level, with a slight improvement in sense of smell. Ding, congratulations to the host for obtaining their first talent. The panel function has been activated, and the host can view their own information through the panel function. Lin Tianwei sucked his nose hard, feeling that his world had become different. Many previously imperceptible information is captured by oneself in the form of odors and enters one's mind. Now he can even smell the smell of fish in the river. You don't have to wait until the fish appears within your field of vision to start preparing for an attack. In this way, the efficiency of one's own fishing will be greatly improved. Of course, Lin Tianwei is more concerned about his own panel. Zhaozhuiyuan.com only by knowing oneself and the enemy can one win 100 battles. He is eager to know how much strength he has. With a movement of thought, a panel appeared before my eyes. Suspended in the void, visible but intangible, it was a thing that Newton could not control. Name. Lin Tianwei, race. Northeast tiger, gender. Male, attributes. Strength 28, physical fitness 24, agility 15, spiritual strength 30, physical condition 46%, poor, talent. Tiger power, non-mainstream level, enhanced smell, non-mainstream level, evaluation. You may seem powerful, but you are not enough to survive in this dangerous forest. Tiger power, non-mainstream level. A non-mainstream talent, the Northeast Tiger possesses unparalleled strength and can intimidate the enemy's soul. Seeing the system's evaluation of himself, Lin Tianwei's pupils contracted slightly. As the king of the forest, I was evaluated as not enough to survive in this forest. If the panel is not lying, perhaps this forest is not as simple as it appears. Soldiers come to block, water comes to cover the earth. Lin Tianwei, who had no clue, chose to continue hunting. Filling one's stomach and restoring one's full potential is the most important thing for oneself now. However, just as Lin Tianwei was preparing to fish again, his nose twitched slightly and he could smell the scent of another giant creature. The strong bloody smell, pleasant to smell, also indicates the identity of the visitor, who is undoubtedly a carnivorous animal. Not only that, but the other party is slowly approaching them, clearly ill-intentioned. If it weren't for his newly enhanced sense of smell, Lin Tianwei wouldn't even be able to detect it. This is definitely an excellent hunter. 4. Black Giant Wolf. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ads by Google equals window. Ads by Google. Push, sensing the approaching figure, Lin Tianwei fell into contemplation. Is it a war or a retreat? Almost at the moment when this idea appeared, Lin Tianwei had the answer. War must be fought. No one can make themselves retreat in the forest. This is the dignity of the Northeast Tiger. Thinking of this, Lin Tianwei launched another attack on the water surface. If you have time to worry about the enemy's attack, it's better to hurry up and fill your stomach. Every shred of flesh and blood will turn into one's own combat power. With the assistance of a strong sense of smell, Lin Tianwei's attack can be said to be hitting every shot and immediately capturing the second fish. Without hesitation, he began to quickly enjoy it. No surprise, I still haven't obtained any new talents this time, only 2 talent fragments. However, Lin Tianwei is not discouraged. As long as you continue to grow infinitely, one day you will acquire countless powerful talents. On the contrary, the hunter hidden in the dark made him extremely concerned. I am now showing flaws all over my body, but the other party has not launched an attack on me. It is obvious that the other party is brewing a fatal blow to themselves. Fortunately, Lin Tianwei has already discovered it and can use the opponent's attack in reverse to set traps. Thinking of this, Lin Tianwei once again put on an attacking posture and prepared to hunt the third fish. However, just as Lin Tianwei took action, the hunters hidden in the dark also launched an attack on him. A black figure transformed into pitch black lightning and launched a deadly attack towards the position where Lin Tianwei was located. Lin Tianwei's ears trembled slightly, and his artificial eyes flickered above. But he couldn't deceive this black lightning bolt. The sharp claws turned into meteors and swung fiercely at Lin Tianwei. But its confident blow failed. This hunter, who thought he was hiding in the dark, stood out as if exposed to sunlight under Lin Tianwei's keen sense of smell. Tigers are already very sensitive animals, not to mention that Lin Tianwei prepared for this attack for an unknown amount of time. The body twitched rapidly, and the huge tiger paw took a photo of the black figure. Although the attack of the black figure was earlier, Lin Tianwei was the first to attack and caught the eye. The sharp claws, like cutting tofu, fiercely sliced open the body of the black figure. Ahem! The black figure let out a scream, but did not stop its attack. However, its attack on Lin Tianwei's sturdy body can cause very limited damage. Although there were several wounds left, they were not fatal. It was still planning to pursue the victory, but found that Lin Tianwei's other paw had already been swung. A hint of hesitation flashed in his eyes, and the black figure exerted force on all four limbs, instantly breaking away from Lin Tianwei's attack range. At this moment, Lin Tianwei finally saw the other person's appearance clearly. Surprisingly, it was a terrifying black giant wolf with a pitch-black body. The most eye-catching thing is the black giant wolf's body size, which is not much smaller than Lin Tianwei's. My muscles are tangled all over, making me look very powerful. This is also its confidence in daring to ambush the king of the forest. It just underestimated Lin Tianwei's strength, and at the moment of the confrontation, it had already fallen into a disadvantage. On the wolf's head were 3 terrifying bloodstains, gurgling blood out. Not only that, the right eye of the black giant wolf was also directly penetrated by Lin Tianwei's tiger paw. Without any accidents, he is definitely blind. After seeing the appearance of the black giant wolf clearly, Lin Tianwei secretly said that the matter was indeed not simple. It is impossible for wolves to have such a large volume in nature. This means that things are not as simple as he imagined. Either the reborn world is not an ordinary one, or there is a problem with this primitive forest. Perhaps this is a huge testing ground. It is filled with various terrifying mutated creatures like black giant wolves, which cannot be measured by reason. No wonder the panel tells itself that this forest is full of danger. If it weren't for the enhanced sense of smell, the presence of the black giant wolf would have been detected in advance. The outcome of this battle is really uncertain. When Lin Tianwei was looking at the black giant wolf, the black giant wolf was also looking at Lin Tianwei. A pair of dark green eyes were filled with fear. It could never have imagined that its carefully prepared surprise attack had failed. Not only that, but also at the cost of paying an eye directly. Its war, its escape. This is a problem that it has to face before its eyes. Roar. At this moment, Lin Tianwei let out a powerful roar. He is declaring sovereignty and also warning the black giant wolf. It's best to run with your tail between your legs, otherwise all that awaits it is death. As is well known, wolves are social animals. So Lin Tianwei also doesn't want to be entangled by this black giant wolf. Not too much, just 3 or 5 black giant wolves with such strength. Even if one is the king of the forest, one can only drink hatred on the spot. In his heart, there were countless thoughts, but on the surface, Lin Tianwei was not afraid at all. Seeing the black giant wolf indifferent, he began to slowly approach and accumulate strength, ready to launch another deadly attack on the black giant wolf. The brave win when meeting on a narrow path. Faced with Lin Tianwei's step-by-step pressure, the black giant wolf's gaze became increasingly solemn. Lin Tianwei's powerful combat power has put tremendous pressure on it. If it weren't for the significant difference in strength, the other party would not have been able to discover themselves in such a short period of time and launch a fatal counterattack against oneself. Zhaohuiyuan.com. Finally, when Lin Tianwei was about to include the black wolf in his attack range, the black wolf became afraid. Pinch your tail and run at an extremely fast speed towards the direction of arrival. Seeing the black giant wolf escape, Lin Tianwei also breathed a sigh of relief. Although he is confident that he can defeat the black giant wolf, doing so will undoubtedly consume his limited physical strength. The seemingly effortless counterattack just now had actually exhausted his limited physical strength. If pursued, there is even a possibility that due to the black giant wolf shaking the wolf, it may be surrounded by a pack of wolves, which is not worth the loss. So the best choice is to scare off the other party and not fight this battle. Wait until you become stronger before avenging this sneak attack. Lin Tianwei licked his lips, hoping that the black giant wolf, who was blind in one eye, could still live until he avenged himself. Smelling the strong smell of blood in the air, Lin Tianwei lowered his head and licked his own wound. The claws of the black giant wolf are really black, and with just one claw, their sturdy tiger skin tore open 3 notches. Blood cannot stop flowing out. Glancing at the turbulent river, Lin Tianwei hesitated for a moment before ultimately choosing to leave. Since you are not the strongest in the forest, naturally pay attention to predators that may be attracted by fresh blood. I need to find a safer place to hunt. Just as Lin Tianwei turned around and left, there was a research room not far from this primitive forest. A researcher named Mike exclaimed in surprise. Following his gaze, he found a huge electronic screen in front of him, and the monitoring area on it happened to be by the river where Lin Tianwei had stayed before. 5 New Talents. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ads by Google equals window. Ads by Google. Push, Ismail Institute. Mike kept watching the replay of a video repeatedly. As a monitoring personnel of the research institute. When he noticed the situation by the river, all he saw was the figure of a black giant wolf fleeing in disarray. This scene is really unbelievable, it almost made him widen his eyes. You should know that's a dark demon, one of the most powerful monomers in the entire laboratory. Strong enough to live alone in this perilous forest, detached from the group. The combat effectiveness is not weaker than that of the wild adult mutant northeast tiger in its heyday. Not to mention Lin Tianwei, this captive northeast tiger that has been hungry for countless days. But with a clean and sharp slap from Lin Tianwei, he lost one eye and could only flee. The huge gap in strength shocked Mike. After hesitating for a moment, Mike ultimately chose to report. Perhaps this northeast tiger, which is only used as a fertilizer input, can bring enough surprises for this research. Lin Tianwei, who was unaware that he had been targeted again, was running rapidly. Not long after, he arrived in a thicket. This primitive forest is rich in nutrients and plants grow very well. Lin Tianwei can completely hide in the wild grass as long as he slightly lowers himself to the ground. Extending his tongue, he began patiently licking his wounds. Although this minor injury is insignificant, the bloody smell it emits can attract other predators, greatly increasing the risk of Lin Tianwei's exposure. Perhaps the attack power of the black evil is insufficient, or perhaps Lin Tianwei's tiger skin is too thick. Before long, the wound began to scab and there was hardly any smell of blood. After hesitating for a moment, Lin Tianwei decided to continue searching for food. The energy provided by those 2 plump silver fish has long been depleted by him. This time, Lin Tianwei is more careful than before. Using a strengthened sense of smell, capture the smell in the air and ensure that you are in an absolutely safe place. Just a giant wolf is already so terrifying. If encountering terrifying mutated creatures such as brown bears, grizzly bears, wild boars, and rhinoceroses, Lin Tianwei's situation will become exceptionally difficult. Arriving at the riverbank again, Lin Tianwei took a few sips of sweet spring water and started eating again. Although silver fish has less meat, it is currently the easiest prey for Lin Tianwei to hunt. As long as I catch fish fast enough, hunger cannot keep up with me. With the assistance of his sense of smell, Lin Tianwei transformed into a terrifying silver fish killer. In no time, a dozen or so silver fish were already caught. Having learned from previous experiences, this time Lin Tianwei became even more careful when eating. Try not to waste any drop of blood on the silver fish as much as possible, in order to no longer attract other predators. Finally, after swallowing more than 10 silver fish, Lin Tianwei's shriveled stomach became full. He is finally full. Ding, congratulations to the host for killing 17 silver fish. Ding, successfully extracting talent, the host gains talent. Diving, not flowing. Ding, please confirm with the host whether to use this talent. Diving, non-current. Non-current talent that can slightly increase the time spent diving. Since it is not a negative talent, Lin Tianwei naturally cannot refuse. Thinking of this, he chose to agree without hesitation. Moment he felt a certain change in his body, itching uncontrollably, as if flesh and blood were growing. When the strange feeling subsided, Lin Tianwei, who had finally eaten enough, felt hunger again. It seems that my body still follows the law of energy conservation. Genius does not directly affect the body. But it requires consuming the energy in one's own body in order to evolve. Lin Tianwei, who understood this clearly, didn't hesitate and jumped into the water with a loud splash. He must try the power of the new talent. Tigers are creatures that can swim, let alone Lin Tianwei. After a brief swim, he had completely mastered the technique of swimming in the water. Taking a deep breath, he plunged into the water below. The river water penetrated through every hole and began to erode Lin Tianwei's body. It also blurred his eyes, making it difficult for him to see clearly. As a feline, tigers are not afraid of water, and some even enjoy water, making them great swimmers. Especially in summer, in order to avoid the heat, they will choose cats in the river and use the cold river water to disperse the heat of summer. Moreover, Lin Tianwei is not a pure tiger by nature. In the river, it's like a fish in water, feeling uncomfortable. Just as I stepped into the water, I started swimming comfortably. The nearby fish and shrimp were frightened and began to run wild. Gradually, Lin Tianwei noticed a slight difference. After half a minute, I didn't feel anything wrong. If you haven't breathed fresh air for a long time, you should feel suffocated. Leaping out of the water again, Lin Tianwei seemed to be exchanging air, but he was actually holding his breath. Entered diving mode again. It wasn't until 6 or 7 minutes later that Lin Tianwei felt suffocated. Conservatively speaking, I can dive for at least 15 minutes. Perhaps this is the power of one's new talent. Perhaps I am already able to breathe freely underwater like a fish. Thinking of this, Lin Tianwei took a breath of the river water. But I didn't expect to be choked directly by the river water. If it weren't for early preparation, just this accident would be enough to make him lose his balance. Even drowned in the water. Limbs swayed, and Lin Tianwei regained his balance and swam back to the shore. The experiment has ended, and he doesn't need to waste his energy in the water anymore. There is no need to behave too abnormally in this unknown environment. It seems that he did not acquire the ability to breathe directly underwater. Zhaohuiyuan.com, but instead, it has grown an organ similar to a fish bladder, which allows it to store more oxygen. Diving for longer periods of time. Taking advantage of this, Lin Tianwei may be able to defeat some stronger enemies than himself. After all, many land beasts have a mediocre water nature that barely sinks. Crazy shaking of one's own body, instantly splashing with water. Lin Tianwei finally felt a lot more comfortable, and when he ran again, he arrived at a new area of water. The water area just now has been disturbed by him, and hunting would only be half the effort. It's better to change places. As expected, the fish here have become quite foolish. Wandering comfortably in the water, unaware that danger had arrived. Claw up, fish fly. At Lin Tianwei's terrifying hunting speed, he was once again filled with fish in front of him. Continuously jumping, refracting sunlight into a beautiful rainbow. In the end, he couldn't escape Lin Tianwei's clutches and turned into food to supplement his nutrition. However, Lin Tianwei, who was enjoying the delicious food, did not notice. In the sky, an eagle has already set its sights on its prey. The eagle's gaze is extremely sharp, and it has a talent for looking far, able to see things very far clearly. At this moment it was staring intently at the lively fish, hesitating whether to take action. Lin Tianwei's massive body put immense pressure on it. If attacked, even if not killed, the skin will peel off. After hesitating for a moment, the eagle finally decided to take food from the tiger's mouth. It is quite confident in its own speed. It is entirely possible for Lin Tianwei to take away the food that originally belonged to him without having time to react. 6. The Mockery of Eagles. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ads by Google equals window. Ads by Google. Push. After making up his mind, the eagle no longer hesitated. While Lin Tianwei is eating, its body transformed into a sharp arrow, diving down towards the position where Lin Tianwei was located. Under the action of gravitational acceleration, the eagle is getting faster and faster. Finally, it turned into a black lightning bolt that swept over Lin Tianwei's massive body. With a sharp claw, he grabbed 2 silver fish. Before Lin Tianwei could react, he returned to the sky again. Even proudly let out 2 eagle cries. It seems like mocking Lin Tianwei for having strength but unable to defend his prey. Lin Tianwei looked up at the proud eagle in the sky. Without any accidents, this eagle is also larger than an ordinary eagle. It's just not as exaggerated as the black eagle. There was a dangerous glow in his eyes, as if he was planning to scare off this ungrateful eagle. In fact, when the eagle was about to fly to his side, Lin Tianwei had already discovered it. The smell unique to that stinky bird is very similar to the 3 chicks he once swallowed. Make him forget even if he wants to. That is the unique aroma of food. But he didn't take direct action. This eagle's speed is too fast, and it can't even touch the bird's fur when attacking. Instead, it will startle the snake. It's better to pretend that you can't keep up with the speed of the eagle and let it relax its vigilance. At the most critical moment, strike it with a fatal blow. Staring fiercely at the eagle in the sky, Lin Tianwei revealed his sharp teeth and let out a threatening roar. If this eagle can retreat here, then it is considered to have regained its life. If it can no longer be obsessed, death is its only destination. However, this eagle clearly did not take Lin Tianwei seriously. Embrace the sky, it is an invincible existence. No matter how powerful Lin Tianwei is, he cannot grow wings and fly into the sky. So in response to Lin Tianwei, there was a nonchalant eagle cry. Not only that. This eagle even began to enjoy delicious food in front of the original owner of Lin Tianwei's food. The body curled up slightly, and the silver fish on its claws was brought to its mouth. With a quick peck, the silver fish was caught in its mouth. Stretching its neck and swallowing quickly, the silver fish entered the eagle's belly. Delicious, delicious. The food snatched is indeed even sweeter. Thinking of this, the eagle tasted the second silver fish again. After finishing, he even felt that it was not enough and turned his gaze to Lin Tianwei on the ground again. Although there were still remaining fish on the ground, they were tightly protected by Lin Tianwei. It has no chance to seize it. Staring fiercely at Lin Tianwei, the eagle's eyeballs rolled and came up with a way to retaliate. With the squeezing of his belly, a thick ball of bird droppings sprayed out from behind the eagle. With an unpleasant odor, he quickly attacked Lin Tianwei under him. Lin Tianwei, who had been staring at the sky, naturally discovered this situation at the first time. With a nimble leap, he dodged the attack of this missile. However, this is the beginning of this battle. This eagle transformed into a sprayer and launched a crazy shell attack on Lin Tianwei. A pile of bird droppings, like raindrops, attacked Lin Tianwei under him. Thanks to Lin Tianwei's agility, otherwise he wouldn't have been able to avoid such a disgusting attack. It wasn't until the eagle ran out of ammunition and food that Lin Tianwei was spared. With 2 proud moans and 2 swirls in the air, I finally chose to leave with satisfaction. A foolish behemoth, no matter how powerful, under the attack of your eagle master, can only eat its share. Damn it, you damn it. Anger filled Lin Tianwei's brain, making him completely remember the figure and breath of this eagle. The next time we meet, I will make it die without a burial ground. Then he turned around and Lin Tianwei completely disappeared by the river. Eating and drinking enough, feeling drowsy, is also the time to search for a nest that is enough for oneself. Wandering aimlessly in the forest, Lin Tianwei finally discovered his goal. This is a stone wall. Backwind, high terrain. Just a little tidying up is enough to make it your temporary cave. Without hesitation, Lin Tianwei went straight to the bottom of the stone wall. I casually picked up some wild grass as a cushion and then lay down. He didn't rest for a day and a night, and now he's also a bit tired. When Lin Tianwei woke up again, he found that he had already slept for a day and ushered in darkness again. Tigers are nocturnal animals, and night is their home ground. Especially during the period when the sun is about to rise, the success rate of tiger hunting has reached its peak. Goo 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 goo. Lin Tianwei's stomach once again heard the sound of hunger protests. He felt a bit helpless, his digestive function seemed to be too strong. Although I had just filled my stomach, I once again fell into a state of hunger. But this time he is not planning to go fishing by the river again. He has been tired of eating so much fish for a long time. It's also time to catch some more nutritious organisms. For example, these are the few wild rabbits in front of us. They are leisurely grazing, without realizing that they have been targeted by the king of the forest. Under the rapid friction of their strong teeth, wild grass entered their stomachs one by one. Lin Tianwei, who had ample experience of failure, was very patient, pacing slowly towards these wild rabbits. Finally, they entered Lin Tianwei's attack range. However, this is not enough. In order to ensure success, he must wait for a better attacking opportunity. Finally, he waited for this opportunity. Perhaps feeling that the wild grass in front of him was not fresh enough and did not meet his taste, he turned to the nearest wild rabbit from the Shuyuan website www.xiaoshuyuan.com. Face your back to a grim reaper who can harvest your life at any time. Lin Tianwei, who had been accumulating strength for a long time, launched an attack with his claws and legs together and his buttocks slightly raised. My body was like a lightning bolt, rushing towards the nearest rabbit. The huge movement naturally caught the attention of the rabbits. They exerted force on their legs and began to run wildly. This is a race of death. Because if it slows down a bit, they will die. The wild rabbit's reaction speed is very fast, but Lin Tianwei's speed is even faster. The huge tiger claw extended and tightly held down the nearest rabbit. As for the other rabbits, in the face of a disaster, they flew separately and had already run away without a trace. Without a wild rabbit, Lin Tianwei opened his bloody mouth and bit into the rabbit's neck. The mutated wild rabbit is even more plump and huge, making it a rare delicacy. The wild rabbit held down by Lin Tianwei did not want to die. Not only did it struggle, but it also opened its mouth and wanted to launch an attack on Lin Tianwei. Struggle, the more you struggle, the more excited I become. With a contemptuous smile, Lin Tianwei bit the rabbit's neck directly. As for its ridiculous attack, it couldn't break Lin Tianwei's defense at all, and even couldn't make Lin Tianwei feel any pain. Greedily sucking on the delicious liquid flowing from the rabbit's neck into his mouth, Lin Tianwei showed a satisfied smile. This is indeed not a delicacy comparable to silver fish. I just don't know how many talent fragments it can provide for myself. Or, you can directly provide yourself with an awesome talent. 7 Eyes in the Dark. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Ads by Google equals window. Ads by Google. Push. Lin Tianwei's sharp teeth were like a sickle, starting from the rabbit's abdomen, peeling and tearing flesh. After swallowing quickly, there is only a piece of rabbit skin left in place. Although fur is also included in the recipe of Northeast tigers, it is obvious that Lin Tianwei does not like this disgusting feeling. It can only be abandoned and not used. Ding, congratulations to the host for killing the new target. Ding, successfully extracting talent, the host gains talent. Hind limb enhancement, not flowing. Ding, please confirm with the host whether to use this talent. Hind enhancement, non-flowing. Non-flowing talent that slightly increases the strength of the hind limbs. Hind strengthening. Surprisingly, I once again drew my talent. While feeling delighted, Lin Tianwei hesitated whether or not to use this talent. After all, I am not playing games, all my talents are built on my own flesh and blood. The reinforcement of the hind limbs is not as significant as the protagonist's reinforcement and diving reinforcement, and has a great impact on one's own body. Having strong hind limbs alone and weak forelimbs can actually affect one's combat effectiveness due to body dissonance. Is it difficult for him to grow into the shape of a wild rabbit with a short front and a long back? Just thinking about it makes me feel a bit chilly. Confirm. After hesitating for a moment, Lin Tianwei ultimately decided to use this talent. Any bit of combat effectiveness is extremely precious to my current self. At the same time, this is also an exploration of talent extraction systems. Only by understanding it, mastering it, and using it. Only then can it be fully transformed into one's own combat power. After confirming use, Lin Tianwei felt his hind legs soften and began to twitch rapidly. The intense pain made Lin Tianwei unable to straighten up and could only lie down to reduce the force on his hind legs. Lin Tianwei has a headache, his talent has been enhanced, and every time it is so extraordinary. If there is an enemy attacking while strengthening oneself, it will be a very big hidden danger for oneself. A long time later, Lin Tianwei finally regained his senses. Ding, congratulations to the host for obtaining a new talent and significantly improving their hind limb strength. With a system beep, Lin Tianwei knew that the reinforcement was over. A little movement of his body made him feel that his hind legs had become somewhat different. Becoming full of power. The already strong muscles have developed again and become even stronger. It is also full of explosive power. Compared to this, the two claws appear slightly inferior. There was even a low degree of hand-foot coordination. Perhaps due to the low level of talent, the physical changes are not significant. I didn't look very carefully and couldn't see any changes in Lin Tianwei's body. Looking at the struggling sun on the horizon, Lin Tianwei didn't expect that this enhancement took so long. Taking advantage of enough time, he prepared for the second hunt. Feeling the scent in the air, Lin Tianwei quickly discovered the familiar scent. These are a few more wild rabbits. These seemingly cute animals are exceptionally clever. The erect big ears can sense a wide range of wind and grass movements. Combined with a fast enough escape speed, one can survive in this perilous primitive forest. Failed. The second hunting failed unexpectedly. As Lin Tianwei slowly approached these rabbits, he had not fully adapted to the more powerful hind legs. Excessive force caused a slightly louder sound. Causing to be discovered by the wild rabbit, Xiao Hei eventually ran out of Lin Tianwei's field of vision. After sighing, Lin Tianwei decided to go back and rest first. Although one's own strength has become stronger, it is temporarily uncontrollable and can only become a burden on oneself. Returning to his temporary shelter, Lin Tianwei sniffed the smell in the air. Seeing that there are currently no living creatures coming to their territory. As soon as the tiger's eyes closed, it fell into a deep sleep. Before long, there was a uniform snoring sound. A place very far from Lin Tianwei. A black giant wolf was staring fixedly at the place where Lin Tianwei was sleeping with its one eye. It was the black Sha who was repelled by Lin Tianwei's strike. As is well known, wolves are highly vengeful creatures, and they naturally cannot afford to suffer such a great loss for nothing. However, intimidated by Lin Tianwei's powerful strength, the black evil ultimately chose to retreat unwillingly. Now it is far from being a match for this powerful northeast tiger. It needs to become stronger or seek help in order to have the confidence to completely kill the northeast tiger in front of it. Stronger. It's not cheating, it's impossible to do it in a short period of time. So the only option it has is to find a helper. In its memory, there was a pack of wolves nearby. As long as you tame them, you can rely on your numerical advantage to encircle and suppress this powerful northeast tiger. Thinking of this, Black Sha no longer hesitated and ran towards the distance. As long as this northeast tiger is still nearby, one can easily detect it with their strong sense of smell. Facing the siege of the wolf pack, he has only one dead end. Lazily yawning, Lin Tianwei woke up again. According to the powerful biological clock, he knew it was already noon of the day. Tigers generally do not require too much sleep. Unexpectedly, a human soul had entered this body, so Lin Tianwei was stunned and only woke up after sleeping until 3 strokes of the sun. After thinking for a moment, Lin Tianwei quickly ran. Look at the direction, it's by the river again. Before fully adapting to his body, Lin Tianwei felt it was better to continue fishing. In order to grow and thrive, finding a book garden www.xiaohuiyuan.com can only start by suffering these silver fish. Perhaps being able to become a powerful nutrient for themselves is actually an honor for them. Before long, Lin Tianwei arrived at the riverbank. After drinking a few sips of water, Lin Tianwei started hunting again. Under the continuous slaps, 4 silver fish appeared in front of Lin Tianwei in an instant. The struggling figure, under the sunlight, tasted exceptionally delicious. Just as Lin Tianwei was about to eat, he heard a familiar eagle cry. Looking up, I indeed saw a familiar figure. It was the eagle from yesterday. At this moment it was spinning joyfully in the air, showing off its power to Lin Tianwei. Effortlessly proclaiming one's existence. I don't know how to live or die. This is Lin Tianwei's evaluation of it. If it hasn't caught its own attention, it may still have a chance. But with such great fanfare, there is only death waiting for him. After thinking for a moment, Lin Tianwei gave up eating directly and chose to continue fishing. You must provide enough bait to catch the fat and big fish in the sky that you think is smart. 4, 5, 6. As expected, with more and more silver fish in front of Lin Tianwei, the eagle flying in the sky stared straight. Putting so many fish without eating is simply a waste. Since this silly tiger doesn't understand the preciousness of food, let's educate him well. Let him know not to keep the silver fish he has, and quickly swallow it to turn it into his own nutrition is the most important thing to do. Thinking of this, the eagle once again transformed into a lightning bolt and launched a surprise attack on Lin Tianwei. 8. Familiarize oneself with power. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ads by Google equals window. Ads by Google. Push, try and die. Waiting for this eagle is Lin Tianwei's long-planned attack. He knew that this eagle could never give up such a delicious bait and would sooner or later choose to come and catch the autumn breeze. The body has already started to secretly accumulate energy in order to launch a fatal blow on the opponent. Even though this eagle knew to launch a surprise attack while Lin Tianwei was fishing, it still couldn't escape this carefully woven big net. Bang! The dull sound of heavy objects hitting came from Lin Tianwei's tiger claws. This prepared blow hit the eagle hard. Let it fly out at a faster speed than before and hit the ground heavily. His eyes were full of disbelief, and the eagle only had time to flap its wings in the end before completely closing its eyes. The power condensed on Lin Tianwei's tiger claws is unbearable for an eagle. Its fragile bones were immediately smashed together with its internal organs. Looking down at his tiger paw, in fact, Lin Tianwei was also somewhat shocked by his attack. Just as he kicked his hind legs, he unleashed a much stronger force than before. Under the influence of this force, Lin Tianwei, who had originally only intended to teach this eagle a lesson, was able to kill it with a single blow. Moreover, it directly turned this eagle into a force similar to meat paste. It's hard to imagine that this is a talent that can burst out from a wild rabbit. A glimmer of enlightenment flashed through Lin Tianwei's heart in an instant. Perhaps one should increase the richness of hunting species, rather than constantly hunting for a particular species. Thinking of this, Lin Tianwei looked at the ground, hoping to find the traces of some powerful insects. Unfortunately, they achieved nothing, which is somewhat unscientific in the end. He turned his gaze back to the body of the eagle. Compared to the silver fish, which is covered in fur, it is clearly not Lin Tianwei's favorite prey. Although he was very disgusted, Lin Tianwei could only grit his teeth in order to extract his talent. The tiger's paw began to exert its force and pulled out most of the eagle's feathers, making the eagle with full wings suddenly become a boiled-sliced cold chicken. Although there are still some feathers left, Lin Tianwei, who transforms into a tiger, is not particular about it. Open your mouth wide and start eating. Although eagles are much larger than poultry, they still cannot escape Lin Tianwei's bloody mouth. Even without the need for decomposition, it can be swallowed whole with the help of sharp teeth. Of course, this is still because the eagle has been shattered to pieces, otherwise it would be really difficult to digest. Surprisingly, the taste of this eagle is quite good. But it also has a strange smell in its body. The same odor exists in both silver fish and wild rabbits. Ding! Congratulations to the host for killing the new target. Ding! Successfully extracting talent, the host gains talent. Lightweight bone, not flowing. Ding! Please confirm with the host whether to use this talent. Lightweight skeleton, non-inflow. Non-inflow talent that significantly reduces the weight and strength of bones, reducing the weight of the body. Looking at the newly acquired talent, Lin Tianwei only felt his teeth ache. What kind of pit-father talent is this? Birds choose to make their bones lighter, reduce weight, and increase buoyancy in order to soar in the sky. But as the land king, the northeast tiger doesn't need this at all. If the bones become lighter and more brittle, one cannot support the massive body in front of them. Without hesitation, Lin Tianwei directly chose to refuse. Ding! The host chooses to refuse to use this talent. Ding! This talent has been stored in the talent space, and you can choose to break it down into talent fragments. Shaking his tiger head, Lin Tianwei returned to the river and began enjoying his own silver fish feast. However, this time there was no one who was not open-minded to cause trouble again. Lin Tianwei felt a bit regretful, but there were fewer opportunities for additional meals. Ding! Congratulations to the host for killing the new target. Ding! Successfully extracting talent, the host gains talent. Scales, not flowing. Ding! Please confirm with the host whether to use this talent. Scales, non-flowing. Non-flowing talent, scales grow on the surface of the body, slightly increasing defense. This time, Lin Tianwei also chose to refuse. It's not that this talent is not strong and useless. Just a tiger growing scales. There is clearly a big problem with this. If discovered by humans, it is likely that Lin Tianwei is a tiger who grew up in the Sakura country. It is said that there is a magical water there that can strengthen the body. After long-term consumption, it can also cause people to transform and soar, growing 3 heads and 6 arms. After storing this unnecessary talent in the warehouse, Lin Tianwei, who was full of food and drink, began to run. Not for hunting, just to adapt to one's own body. I must adapt to the powerful power brought by the new talent as soon as possible. After the horsepower was fully turned on, Lin Tianwei felt like he had turned into a gust of wind. As the running time increased, Lin Tianwei began to sweat profusely. As a tiger, this is not good. Excessive and long hair can greatly affect heat dissipation. Under the scorching sun, just a little exercise can cause a fever throughout the body, which greatly affects movement. Swallowing his tongue, Lin Tianwei could only carry his coarse breath and try to dissipate it in this way. Unfortunately, he is not a dog after all. zoo.It is simply impossible to emit through the tongue. Breathing is a very inefficient way of emission. After hesitating for a moment, Lin Tianwei chose to run around the river. Although this may lead to encountering more predators. But it also has irreplaceable benefits. Not only can one search for prey that can be preyed upon by oneself. You can also quickly lower your body temperature with the help of the cold river water. Allow oneself to run freely without any worries. Finally, under Lin Tianwei's crazy exercise, he became more proficient in controlling his body. Basically, I have become accustomed to the new strength I have just gained. Stopping, Lin Tianwei jumped directly into the river. River water not only cools itself down, but also cleanses away the strong odor produced by sweating. This smell, in the noses of animals with a keen sense of smell, can be described as a 1,000,000-watt light bulb. After swimming for a moment, Lin Tianwei's eyes suddenly lit up. His sensitive sense of smell detected a different scent nearby. Rich grass flavor, even with a hint of musk. This is definitely from the tiger's favorite hoofed animal, some kind of deer. Greedily licking his lips, Lin Tianwei began to swim back. In my current state, being eager to hunt will only lead to releasing prey for free. Quickly shaking off most of the water hanging from the body. Let them not affect their actions and expose their whereabouts. Lin Tianwei began to slowly lean towards the direction indicated by the scent. Soon, he saw his goal. It's a deer, silly deer. 9. Roe deer. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ads by Google equals window. Ads by Google. Push, the cold river water is the source of life. Even if they knew the danger, they had to come to the river to drink water. The water provided by food alone is not enough to meet their water needs. The 5 silly roe deer in front of me are undoubtedly in this situation. They paced awkwardly by the river. Faced with the nearby river water, he chose to hesitate. Because they don't know if there are any beasts ambushing here. In the end, they chose to move forward because they couldn't resist their longing for the river water in their hearts. And also very careful. I chose to take turns drinking water. 3 roe deer are on guard, vigilantly looking around. And the 2 roe deer protected by them took advantage of this opportunity and quickly started drinking water. Many times, they are actually racing against the Grim Reaper. No hesitation. Lin Tianwei launched a direct attack. The roe deer that receives water replenishment will only have better physical strength and can run further. Lin Tianwei is naturally unable to do such a business as a capitalist enemy. Fly and pounce. Lin Tianwei's muscles erupted throughout his body, and his speed instantly reached a terrifying level. Like a thunderbolt, crossing countless meters to reach the side of these roe deer. The deer in charge of guarding immediately spotted Lin Tianwei's figure. Cry twice and then run without looking back. Facing ferocious carnivores, speed is their most powerful life-saving weapon. They would not choose to resist with their own hooves unless absolutely necessary. They ran away, but the 2 roe deer drinking water were miserable. Those who are noticeably slower will have less escape time. Their limbs erupted, and they began to run quickly. It's just too late to run at this moment. Because Lin Tianwei has already arrived at the nearest roe deer. Like instinct, Lin Tianwei quickly climbed onto this roe deer. Immediately prepared to launch a deadly throat lock attack on the opponent. Once bitten off by Lin Tianwei's sharp teeth, no matter how powerful this roe deer is, there is only one way to die. The roe deer clearly knew this truth and began to struggle hard. Lin Tianwei took a bite and his sharp teeth missed the roe deer's neck. Just had an intimate encounter with the smooth body of the roe deer. Under the unloading force of the fur, the powerful physique of the mutated roe deer was only scratched. Just as Lin Tianwei was preparing to take advantage of the victory and pursue, he felt his back being solidly pressed. It turned out to be another roe deer, seeing its companion being ambushed. After hesitating for a moment, he didn't choose to run away directly. Instead, he pouted and kicked Lin Tianwei fiercely with his hooves. After finishing all of this, it seemed to feel much better about its conscience. Immediately stop hesitating and start running wildly. Run towards the direction of the three departing companions. Lin Tianwei, who had been firmly pressed, remained as firm as a rock without any movement. Even though the power of the roe deer has become stronger due to mutation, it is still not enough to shake Lin Tianwei's tiger body. What he needs to do is to quickly harvest the prey in front of him that has already fallen into his tiger's mouth. Without hesitation, Lin Tianwei took another bite. This time, due to imprisoning the roe deer even more tightly, the other party finally had no chance to dodge. Taking a bite, Lin Tianwei bit open his throat. Oxygen began to flow down the throat, and in no time, the roe deer felt the smell of death. As if it were a shining light, the roe deer's eyes began to engorge, and their struggle grew stronger. Carrying Lin Tianwei's body, he walked step by step towards the riverbank. It would rather be buried in the river than take advantage of the predator Lin Tianwei. It's just that it's clearly a bit too naive. How could Lin Tianwei possibly let go of the prey he had already obtained for free? The huge tiger claws, carrying 1,000 pounds of force, slammed heavily at the back of the roe deer. The immense power immediately made the roe deer scream in agony. Standing on 4 legs, I almost became unstable and fell directly. Reluctantly standing firm, the hooves also sank into the soil due to Lin Tianwei's immense strength. If you want to move again, it will become even more difficult. It just didn't give up. Still walking step by step towards the riverbank. Faced with the deer's ignorance, Lin Tianwei finally became angry. The strong legs began to exert force, and surprisingly, with the strength of only 2 legs, they were able to resist the full body strength of the roe deer. Not only that, but his palms arched from left to right, hitting the roe deer heavily with each thrust. Fighting against the powerful northeast tiger. Failure is your only destination. The roe deer could only watch helplessly as it grew further and further away from the river, and eventually fell to the ground in despair due to lack of oxygen. At this point, the roe deer is not dead yet. Breathing heavily in the air, trying to obtain enough oxygen to replenish the constantly lost life. But it's just in vain. The wound that was previously bitten open by Lin Tianwei became even more terrifying due to its intense struggle. The inhaled air had not even had time to enter the lungs, so it flowed out unobstructed through the wound on the neck. In the end, with only one mournful cry, the roe deer completely lost its life. Perhaps when I first arrived, I had already seen the fireworks bloom. Or perhaps it was the bloodthirsty etched in DNA. Lin Tianwei showed no sympathy for the pitiful situation of the deer in front of him. Zhao's.com instead, I feel like my saliva is about to flow out. Such delicious food is not a time for hesitation. Immediately launched an attack on the abdomen of the roe deer. Here and behind are the softest places for prey, and also the most suitable place to start tasting. However, Lin Tianwei felt a bit nauseous later on, and ultimately had to choose an abdomen that was relatively easier to accept. The sharp tiger claws popped out and slashed fiercely along the soft abdomen of the roe deer. A wound instantly appeared in the abdomen of the roe deer. However, it still hasn't broken through the belly of the roe deer, which surprised Lin Tianwei. These mutated creatures are indeed powerful, able to make themselves claw a second time. Following the previous wound, the roe deer's belly was finally torn open. Exposed the charming internal organs hidden inside. And that tempting fishy sweetness. Without hesitation, Lin Tianwei began to eat quickly. The internal organs contain a large amount of nutrients and are incredibly fresh and tender, making them the best food. Under rapid swallowing, the roe deer's belly was quickly emptied by Lin Tianwei. Next, it's time to taste other parts. Although not as fresh and tender as internal organs, it is more chewy and has a softer taste. Although the roe deer's skin is flexible enough, it can easily remove delicious roe deer meat by attacking from the inside. Lin Tianwei's stomach is like a greedy bottomless pit, quickly devouring the flesh of the roe deer. Just as Lin Tianwei was enjoying his meal, he smelled a strange odor. It is very complex, seemingly composed of the mixed breath of countless creatures. 10. A pack of wild dogs. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ads by Google equals window. Ads by Google. Push, stop eating. Lin Tianwei looks around. But he found himself trapped in a encirclement. A dozen or so dog-like creatures surrounded themselves tightly, staring greedily at the roe deer he was eating. Lin Tianwei frowned. Wild dogs, or other similar creatures. In short, they have set their sights on their own prey. Looking at the sky, Lin Tianwei found it very funny. The previous existence who coveted their prey has long turned into feces that I don't know where to pull. They are also commendable for their courage. Surprisingly daring to come in front of oneself. Having nothing to do with these bold wild dogs, Lin Tianwei continued to enjoy the delicious food in front of him. However, his eating speed has slowed down significantly, clearly diverting some of his attention from the deceased. And these wild dogs. After seeing Lin Tianwei ignoring them, these wild dogs actually took 2 steps back, giving way to some gaps. He appeared very reserved, and his eyes were filled with fear. Under their gaze, creatures can still be so calm and composed. Either being foolish or having strong confidence in one's own strength. Lin Tianwei doesn't seem like a fool, so there is only one other explanation, which is that he is confident enough in his own strength. Be confident that you can easily deal with these wild dogs. Although wary, these wild dogs did not choose to leave. As is well known, well-fed beasts have the lowest aggression. They only need to wait for Lin Tianwei to finish enjoying it, and then they can enjoy it and pick up some food. This is more efficient than hunting in the wild. It is also more non-invasive. With the support of this idea, both sides have thus fallen into a strange stalemate. Lin Tianwei has a great appetite, but it is not infinite and he cannot completely eat the deer in front of him. After eating for half a day, I finished eating my internal organs and some fresh and tender parts. There is still a lot left. Seeing Lin Tianwei finish eating, these wild dogs also became excited. This means it's time for them to enjoy the food. Start pressing step by step, oppressing Lin Tianwei to leave. Just facing the fierce gaze of a pack of wild dogs. Lin Tianwei seemed to have completely ignored it, without feeling any pressure. Stand up and stare back at them. A loud tiger roar was emitted from their mouths, warning them not to seek their own death. However, although Lin Tianwei's voice was loud, it was not enough to scare off these wild dogs. Wong wong wong, the barking of dogs kept coming and going. The wild dog pack instantly completed communication and launched an attack on Lin Tianwei. They don't expect to kill Lin Tianwei. But as long as they are driven away, they can obtain ownership of the remaining roe deer. Wild dogs, one after another, launched an attack on Lin Tianwei. It's just that they're clearly delivering groceries. In the face of absolute strength, quantity is only in vain. Lin Tianwei only needs to protect his vital points and there is no way he will lose. No one chose to stand up and reveal their soft abdomen. Lin Tianwei landed on all fours and began to confront the enemy. In front of the huge tiger claws, these wild dogs are just junior brothers. They charge very fast, but are knocked away faster. One slap at a time, it couldn't get close to Lin Tianwei's body at all. Seeing that the frontal attack was unsuccessful, these wild dogs began to whimper again. Under simple communication, they played tricks. Pursuing and intercepting Lin Tianwei, we began a comprehensive encirclement and suppression campaign. Poking the eyes, grabbing the nose, digging out the anus, various despicable and shameless moves were repeatedly used against Lin Tianwei. For a moment, surprisingly, they also fought back and forth. It's not that Lin Tianwei can't solve them. It's just not worth trading injuries with these garbage. This battle has evolved into a protracted battle. For a moment, no one can take anyone down. No matter how long the battle lasts, there will eventually be a result. After a long battle, there were finally casualties in this battle. Although these wild dogs also want to withstand it on their own, they really can't withstand it. They were repeatedly photographed flying out, and their stamina was also rapidly depleting. At the same time, Lin Tianwei's powerful force is also eroding their bodies. After all, there was a wild dog that couldn't withstand it. After being photographed again by Lin Tianwei, he didn't stand up again. But rather spitting out blood from the mouth and lying on the ground sobbing and shouting. Struggling to get up, only to find that I am powerless. The injury of the first wild dog was like bending the last straw of a camel. Lin Tianwei's pressure is decreasing, but on the contrary, the pressure on these wild dogs is increasing. They do have hope of winning, but they cannot stop Lin Tianwei's escape. On the contrary, the wild dog pack will suffer heavy losses and completely lose its qualification to survive in this forest. Even unable to protect the hard-won prey. After weighing the pros and cons, these wild dogs ultimately chose to retreat. Come quickly, retreat faster. Leave two companions who couldn't run, drag away two seriously injured companions, and they completely disappear in front of Lin Tianwei. I just don't know if the companions they take away will eventually become their food. Although there were many wounds on his body, it did not affect Lin Tianwei's actions in the slightest. Looking at the two wild dogs groaning in pain, Lin Tianwei's heart flashed with a hint of unbearable pain. How can I bear to make them suffer? In the fearful gaze of the wild dog, Lin Tianwei approached the first abandoned wild dog. Without hesitation, he slapped the head of the wild dog with one paw. The terrifying power instantly killed it, stopping its painful moans and completely losing its breath. Lin Tianwei secretly thought to himself that he was really a kind-hearted tiger. He couldn't bear to see others suffer the most when he went to Shuyuan www.xiaoshuyuan.com. With just one use, it didn't feel any more pain and completely completed the physical transcendence. Following the same method, Lin Tianwei dealt with another wild dog. Make this world completely quiet. Only the strong smell of blood is telling the story of the tragedy just now. Ding, congratulations to the host for killing the new target. Ding, talent extraction failed, the host has obtained 5 talent fragments. Ding, congratulations to the host for killing the new target. Ding, successfully extracting talent, the host gains talent. Dog skin, not flowing. Ding, please confirm with the host whether to use this talent. Dog skin, non-flowing. Non-flowing talent, slightly increases the body's defense, but can affect its own heat dissipation function. Lin Tianwei. In addition, killing the roe deer before did not obtain any talent, only 5 talent fragments were obtained. Lin Tianwei felt like he was starting to stir up again with his damn African ancestry. He was left speechless to the extreme. Reject. 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 Say important things 3 times. Compared to the slightly improved defense, using Kung Kung Xiang also knows that the heat dissipation function is more important. Especially my tongue doesn't have any special functions. By using this talent and exercising a little, one will fall into the embarrassing situation of being killed by heat. With a sigh, Lin Tianwei began cleaning the battlefield. Before being invincible, such a strong smell of blood clearly only attracted danger to oneself. Thinking of this, Lin Tianwei picked up the half-remaining roe deer.